Hello and welcome back to Money Control. The trends are on and the trend seems to be leading towards only one end. The BJP and the NDA has got an absolute, in a simple majority. The NDA has crossed the 300 mark very comfortably. BJP is now around 285 seats. To discuss all of these and much more about the trends and offer a perspective, I have with me senior journalist and author Rasheed Kidwai. Welcome to the show, Rasheed. First of all, what are your immediate thoughts about the trends and why do you think this has come about?
I think this is a complete, number wave. This is one person, one personality cult, one iconic figure, that's Narendra Modi. People are voting for him. There is no logic or rationale. It is just a kind of, emotional connect that is showing this kind of result.
And so you said that this is a wave in favor of Narendra Modi and people probably have voted for him. So in many ways, this was a referendum election for Narendra Modi. Either people have voted for him or would have voted against him. Do you agree with that line of thinking?
I think yes. I think this is the first of its kind, pro-incumbency vote, something what Indira Gandhi used to get. This also tells, that people have a very high rate of, trust and faith in Prime Minister Narendra Modi.
Yes.
As you know, that First Post had done this trust survey, and that finding had also showed that an overwhelming number of Indians, cutting across party, gender, region, religion, all of them, they have faith in Mr. Modi, and that is what it's showing.
So I would like to ask your views about Uttar Pradesh. And Uttar Pradesh has been a talking point over the last several months now. Also because the BJP this time was up against a spirited opposition. And we had an alliance of the Samajwadi Party and the Bahujan Samaj Party and the RLD. And primarily the opposition thought that the only way of stopping the Modi juggernaut was to ensure that the votes did not split. That doesn't seem to be playing out. And in fact, the BJP they were up against defending 71 seats. If they end up getting about, say, 50 seats in all, even then it should be considered a commendable performance given the fact that they were up against an opposition alliance this time.
I think the Uttar Pradesh story is extremely interesting and rather intriguing as well. Here was this caste parties which got together and had a formidable alliance, that support of Muslims also. It was seen that it would be easy going. But what happened that, we have a multiple identity. If somebody is a, let's say coming from other backward classes, that also has, sense of nationalism or a thing about Mr. Modi's narrative, Ghus ke mara in, that Balakot airstrike. I think that is what led to some kind of sentiment. And to be fair, Mr. Amit Shah worked out very well this caste arithmetic. So there was all those, non-Yadav OBCs, and he kind of reached out to them, small, segments, people who had all those, Kushwahas and Nishats and Bins and Mauryas and all kind of, combinations. And I think a lot of hard work that has gone in, and that has resulted in this.
Another state where the BJP actually expended a lot of political capital was West Bengal, and the results seem to be paying off there. So BJP probably could end up, with the current trends holds, could end up getting about 14 to 15 seats. How do you see this playing out over the next
I think Bengal story is also a remarkable story. Here was a political party which was so well installed, over 50% of vote bank, but still, you see, Mamata Banerjee is not able to hold on to those seats that she had got in 2014. The reason is, again, she is not a national figure. People are voting for, kind of idea of India. What kind of India do they want? What can a regional party, what can a state government do in matters of national security? So for just covering its own, kind of having a law and order thing. So I think she's not a match for pan-Indian leadership, and that's where she's paying a price.
And what about Madhya Pradesh? We see that BJP seems to have actually reversed the rural angst that they suffered from during the assembly polls in December, and they seems to be heading for a landslide in Madhya Pradesh. Do you think that the voters would have turned so significantly towards the BJP in just about 5 months?
I think Madhya Pradesh, Rajasthan and Chhattisgarh, the story tells a lot about, our national politics and how voters have become very kind of, alive to what is the, regional aspirations, state aspirations and, national aspirations. Here was a state which went to polls in November, and, the BJP, so to say, was routed in Chhattisgarh, in Madhya Pradesh and in Rajasthan on the same issues, agrarian distress, rural unemployment, all kind of, caste combinations. But when it came to parliamentary election, people are, having a, fresh look. They're taking, as in cricket, we take a fresh guard, and, and voting for, sort of national issues and for Mr. Modi. And Mr. Modi had campaigned in assembly elections also, and so to say, he had failed. But he's succeeding in national election. I think it tells a lot that people have started looking in a different thing, the national interest and state interest.
So what does it mean for the Congress now? Finally, what does it mean for the revival of Congress? What would it call for? What do you expect the Congress leadership to do? Do you expect some heads to roll? Where is the accountability going to be fixed here?
I think accountability has to be there, heads must roll, a lot of things, but the Congress has to stick to basics. This kind of, madness about trying to work out arithmetic and, to defeat Mr. Modi, it's not good. They have to look at it man-to-man, contest. And this thing about that, dynasty and that name Priyanka Gandhi, I mean, you look at Eastern UP, I mean, it was so naive on her part to have, seen as someone who can revive, party on 40 parliamentary seats without having either candidates, resources, organizational networks. I think there were three major mistakes of Priyanka Gandhi.
Yes.
One was about not to contest against Narendra Modi after saying it so.
Yes.
Then about that vote katwa remark.
Yes.
And third about this thing about, Eastern UP. If she had fanned out across the country in Tamil
Yes.
Nadu, Bengal, elsewhere, I think we would have had some kind of slightly different result.
Thank you so much for this perspective, Mr. Kidwai. As Rasheed has said, that heads must roll, accountability must be fixed, and Congress has to find out ways and means of reviving itself. For more updates on election trends and related stories and information, and also everything related to markets and economy, keep logged on to moneycontrol.com.